You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Neville Arena, always buzzing in this season, perhaps more than any other. They've been #1 in the land for about 2 months. Tonight, a rematch with Ole Miss, a game they won by 10. Ole Miss felt like they had several opportunities to knock off the Tigers. And so far this season, only 2 teams, Duke and Florida, have been able to do that. All controlled by the Tigers, a much bigger, more physical team than Ole Miss. Baker-Mazara literally had an IV yesterday, wasn't feeling well, but here he is, Chad Baker-Mazara in the starting lineup for Auburn. One-on-one with Malik Dia. He steps back for a 3, and he's feeling fine to start.
I don't know what they put in his IV, but I want a little bit of it.
Padula is a concern for Auburn, and Malik D has been terrific. If Morrell knocks down shots, Bruce Pearl believes they're a much different, better team, and here's his first, and he does knock it down.
Well, Ole Miss, although they lost the game in the first matchup, they drove the ball with success against Auburn and also got to the free throw line about 35 times. Stay in front of the ball if you're Auburn in this game, a huge deal.
Well, Broom beat his man. He had Padula in a mismatch as he also got caught.
Those play calls from Bruce Pearl are usually spot on. A lot of big, little, and little big screens. Very difficult to switch.
Maury in amongst the trees. Difficult fate.
Take away the help and let Janai Broom pin his guy and throw it to the target hand. Really well done.
Dia will throw the 3 and find the bottom.
Dia is one of the most important in this game as they go to that big wide 2-3 zone.
Broom and Cardwell were an absolute nightmare in the first meeting as they quickly try to double Broom, who finds the corner 3 ball. That goes down, and the rims are wide open tonight.
That's the trouble with doubling
for Ole Miss. A floater, no good. First miss of the night, and Auburn trying to push it with Baker-Mazara. Behind his back, and the runner. Oh, boy. Way off with that one.
Good shooters don't miss the entire rim.
Right. Kelly is a good shooter. He finds the bottom. What a start for the Tigers. They are 6.
Knock those 3-point shooters open for Auburn.
Yeah, 6 of 6. They've made 3 threes so far. And they are deep, and they go to Pettiford off the bench, a 5-star as Broom took it hard, and he will shoot 2 free throws.
Your national coach of the year.
If Broom had one thing that he'd probably work Florida, the Morehead State transfer, knocks them both down. But good, that's more veteran leadership as well as some big-time size at 6'7". Broom, he got fouled, and he will not execute the layup.
Interesting, Ole Miss waited for the bounce of the ball, the second bounce, but he is a handful.
Gets the roll on a 12
issue, and they only get 21% on the offensive glass, which tells you their first shot tonight has to be really good to hang in this game.
Morrell being guarded by a much bigger Broom. He drives, lace it up and in. Tough drive.
Just what I call
a very emotional team on the floor. Cardwell looked right at the student section after that block and the 3rd turnover for Ole Miss. They go inside to him. A little handoff, and that's a flush. Chaney Johnson. Jones knocks it down. They've taken 4 threes and made them all.
So you check Pettiford in the game. It slides to Jones.
And Jones trying to take advantage of him, and he will draw the foul.
Already under first-year head coach Mark Pope. We know offensive, beautiful offensive teams that we've seen in college ball in a long time.
Yeah, and look. Designed rest, you think, for Broome?
Yeah, no doubt. This is a team that Bruce Pearl consistently goes 8-9 deep on.
Pettiford, he had his hands up celebrating the three.
3.5 times before it hits the net. His ball may be rotated 1.5 times.
Yeah.
Just doesn't come off quite as quick with a spin as you would expect.
Morrell, that's a good one. You know who wasn't concerned about the rotation was Pettiford. Literally, when he threw the pass,
is something to take the rhythm away from Auburn offensively. It's usually they show zone and go to man in the middle of the possession. That's what they've done.
Yeah, Broome back in. He sets the high screen. Baker Mazzara into the paint. That's too easy.
He is so good.
He dunked, missed at the rim. Padula with a pick. They got numbers 3 on 2. Way too strong with that three. Picked up underneath and laid up and in. They needed something like that. Breakfield's first 2 on that rebound. 31-14. Broome loves to go to that shoulder, and then he fades, and he got fouled on a fadeaway in the corner right in front of his buddy Charles Barkley. And he is sitting on 8. And that is point. Tell you one thing, dribbling expedition. With a big smile on his face now in the corner. They got 5 on the shot clock, plenty of time. It doesn't matter. Another 3 that finds the bottom. And they're all making them right now. Miles Kelly is such a weapon. Breakfield will get fouled to try to put the lid. Points per possession. Tonight, it's 1.895. They're getting almost 2 points. I've never seen anything like this either. I know we're... And it will drop. A chance for a 3-point play. Some good ball. The 22-point deficit prior to that had been the largest deficit of Ole Miss's season. And now it's down to 18. About 15 to go in half number 1 in what has been an awfully impressive performance by the Tigers. They dribble through any of that trap, and Janai Broome saw the lane.
That is the problem when you press Auburn. You leave a guy like Broome on the backside of that press break.
Body on body. Dia throws it up off the window over Broome. And Coach Beard wants to have a quick conversation about what he is. Janai Broome's got 12 points so far in this one. That went in. It was deflected in. It might have been Dia of Ole Miss who deflected it in.
And back-to-back possessions by Ole Miss. Find the nail.
Good
They're
hands
trying.
there, yep.
Yeah.
They'll take advantage of it. Okay, there's Cardwell, and he did get a chunk of Padula after he 2 points. It was once 36-14.
Ole Miss, Ravi, in minutes played. That's the only stat. That's the only stat that you forget at times. Chris Beard took Texas Tech to the national championship team. The dude can coach as well as anybody out there.
And again, another reach there, and they're going to get Baker Mazzara.
Auburn, the number 1 team in the country. They're 2 point guards. It's their first year to be a point guard.
You get into that argument. You want the bigs or you want the guards? And there are many who believe
Coach making good calls in this game to give his guys a chance.
Yeah, a 10-2 run for Ole Miss. And Broome had that one knocked out of his hands. Padula, the extra pass is a good one. And watch out, Morrell knocks it down. It's an 8-point game.
It all started with Juju Murray, though, to bring that ball with speed, Ravi, and to reverse it from 1/3 to the other. And Ole Miss now has the momentum in this game, down 8.
Ole Miss has hit their last 5 field goal attempts. Broome with it up.
That's just completely too easy. You're playing a 2-3 zone. See Cardwell switch out on Padula and handled handled that basketball.
They got it to 8. These last 2 minutes, 2.5 are going to be huge. And Padula will draw the foul on through a whole bunch of pain in his legs. He's leading the way.
He said for 5 years, this guy has caused us a problem. Well, he's...
This, a different ball game. It was 36-14. They led by 22. The crowd was off the hook. And it's much quieter right now inside Neville Arena. Mazzaro will launch. That's short. And Padula had it picked. Yep. Great effort by Baker Mazzaro.
That dude is just a baller, Chad Baker Mazzaro. He would never come off the floor in a shirts and skins open gym. His team is going to win. Boy, that's a pretty shot, is it not?
It sure is. Wow. The corner's got his hands up in a shot-ready position. He gets it. Good effort on defense not to lose the ground. Kelly, no good. Broom. Padula was looking for a jump ball. Aware, Broom bringing the ball down to his level. But they get the foul category. 11-10 in favor of Auburn. Going back. A significant number. And a fairly easy rebound with a box out by Johnson. Broom, a little baseline. He finds the cutter, Johnson, who elevates. Another good assist for Janai Broom. Lead back up to 10. They get Baker Mazzaro with a hold.
Boy, the instincts of Janai Broom as a passer are on display in this game. I mean, he gets choked off in that short corner, but a great read by Chaney Johnson to understand that 45-degree angle cut from the opposite side of purpose, and then Broom puts it right on the numbers. Career at Vanderbilt and went to Belmont. Now at Ole Miss. Versatile. Yeah, exactly. Why are you that? That's your shot, not our shot.
Last 5 seconds. Pettiford, pretty move. The floater, and a chance for 3.
Rowdy, what a difference it makes, man. One team takes a...
To commit to Auburn, one of the highest rated players they've ever gotten. Can't convert the three-point play with the full court shot, drawing nothing from Murray. Now they got it down to 10 after 12 teams. They go right at Broom to get things started, and that results in a layup. The early move, go attack Janai Broom, 2 points for Dre Davis.
So Chris Beard saw something coming into this game that says we can go at Janai Broom, isolation plays, and he pulls that card to start the second half.
Broom picks up his 3rd assist on the alley-oop.
I don't know if that's the 4 throwing it to the 5 or the 5 throwing it to the 4. It's 6-10 to 6-10, and it's really hard to stop.
Feels like both coaches had a game plan, a play coming out, and they both executed perfectly. Davis, who said a week ago, we got to get our swagger back, now has the first
switch and puts Broom as the out-of-bounds passer instead. They were double-teaming him, Ratty, before the ball was inbounded.
One-on-one with Morrell. Just bullies his way in. Janai Broom. Broom and Cardwell are both significantly bigger than anybody Ole Miss has on the floor. Watch it. An easy layup and a nice screen set by Cardwell.
And to your point about Cardwell, absolutely.
Free throw line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
And here's that full court press that to me flipped the game in the first half for Ole Miss. Auburn was a little sloppy with it at times.
Cardwell out of the game, Chaney Johnson in the game, and he has the ball now. Penetrates, and another bull into the lane and a bucket. The physical nature of Auburn, they're imposing that on Ole Miss tonight. more into it. Padula got 2 off the ground. And they get the foul on number 2.
There's a lot of good options out there, but you go through this grind for 8 or 9.
As for the next battle of LA, Harden and the Clippers visit LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers. NBA Countdown tips it off. The coverage at 7. Lakers host the Clippers again this Sunday night. Johnson, same thing, uses that body, and he will draw the foul.
So think about the versatility of Janai Broom. He flagged very physical Chaney Johnson. Years and years, finding the mismatch, finding the weak defender, and going right at.
Nice pass, and the alley-oop again! Wow! Mazzara, Broom, Johnson.
Up a 1 or 2 seed in the NCAA tournament.
And by the way, that game on ABC is also a must-watch, not only because of the teams playing, but it's an all-access game. Both coaches wearing microphones. You'll be able to go tonight when they have both Butler and Jackson available. Arkansas playing Texas tonight without Adu Thera. Big stories in the SEC. Broom, pretty play. He's showing us all he's got.
Robbie, but where is the weak side load to the ball defense of Ole Miss?
20 in the game for Janai Broom. Good ball fake. Contact, and it hangs on and falls through.
Well, they might get a 3.
You're taking. Good to see you.
Hey, man. Number 1, welcome to Auburn.
Yep.
It's like a family reunion.
Teams from years past, starting back in the 1950s.
Were you doing commentating back then?
I was not there yet.
He was.
Jimmy,
I was not.
Jimmy, okay.
Pettiford with a little kiss.
Chuck,
but this
SEC right now, I mean, most people are projecting 11, 12, 13, maybe 14 teams. Have you ever seen a league this strong?
Not since the Big East back when I was a whippersnapper. That Big East with St. John's, Georgetown, and all those teams back in the day, that's the best conference I've ever seen. But this year, the SEC is unbelievable. Missouri, the coach at Missouri is doing a fabulous job. I'll tell you the team that scares me the most, that damn Florida team.
Yeah.
They scare the hell out of me. I mean, I love Auburn. Hey, Tennessee is really good. No, Georgia won the other night. But the one team in the SEC that really scares me, well, I don't want to relax, but we going to Kentucky Saturday. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, but Florida came in here and won.
I know.
Maybe the most impressive win of the year.
With you, especially this year. I mean, why empty your tank completely in that SEC tournament? I know you go there to win, but there's nothing wrong with getting rest.
Yeah, we won the SEC tournament last year and got bounced right away. But listen, we're going to be a...
Joe said during the Olympics, he said Charles Barkley was the best.
Stop it, Jimmy. Hey, I had a weight problem. I couldn't wait to eat. Hey, thank God for Moses Malone. Moses Malone is the most important person in my basketball career, especially some of the smaller schools. I don't think that's a sustainable model. I love these kids. I want them to do well. But you got to understand, I tell people, most of these kids got to get a free education. But we're never going to get out-coached. I love that guy.
Jimmy said earlier, Charles, you're never going to get outplayed either because he demands that of his players.
He demands that, but, you know, sometimes...
Jones again.
You know, sometimes things don't work out.
Just think about the coaches that are in this conference right now.
Keeping Bruce Pearl here is
Keeping Pearl here, getting Beard here, Calipari, Oates, Barnes coming over.
Well, let me tell you something about that guy, Coach Oates. I hated when he came to the SEC because I've been watching about 3 or 4 college games a day for the last get that job. And he got the job. And the rest is history. Getting those guys to the Final Four, a lot of credit.
Yeah, Greg Sankey now, but look, Mark Pope doing some pretty impressive things.
Coach Pope going to do a fabulous job. And you know what? We need Kentucky to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Kentucky is one of the 5 best programs in college basketball history. We need them to be relevant.
St. John, same.
Just ever. And listen, we need St. John. We need Georgia. Well, actually, I think you see it with Kevin Sampson.
Same way, yeah.
I think that toughness and hard work is the most underrated skill. Listen, you can't control making shots and things like that. You can't control if another team does better. But if you go out...
It leads Alabama, and he didn't go.
Never been. I'm telling Carl, I'm telling you the truth. It's...
Gas or what? We'll vote for you.
Well...
Common sense party.
Well, it's a little late for that. That ship has sailed.
Hey, how important is it for you to see that statue outside of Charles? How important is that?
It was one of the greatest...
You know what has impressed me the most tonight, honestly, is he that comes to him.
Mazzara knocks it down. They've had it up to about 20 most of this second half. The free throw shooting has been a big story tonight. Auburn is 17 of 19 from the stripe. That's extraordinary.
Ole Miss is 20 out of 23.
Extraordinary. Step inside, they're going to get Baker Mazzara.
Fort Ravia, the team that could finish a game below 500 in the SEC.
Not related to Minute Bowl, but for the first time, everybody gets. Is it gooey fries?
Gooey fries,
yeah.
Yes.
There's Bowl. Throw it down. And instead, in off the window. He is the second highest recruit in Ole Miss history.
Well, they list him 7'2".
Yeah.
And he's all of it. And the versatility of Chad Baker Mazzara to bring that thing up against pressure, start the play. I'd be really impressed with Auburn. How fast the ball moves. I mean, they're averaging 80 in conference play. And you got 2 of them coming in off the bench, getting 10 to 12 points apiece.
Well, here you go, a little challenge for a Broom against Bowl. And he drew the foul.
Yeah, strength versus length.
Sixth man of the year in the conference, and there's a handful, it feels like, that are on this. They're going to get one of their most efficient and effective players back
in this league.
Bowl kept it alive, but did he come over the back? Teams in whatever sport, baseball, the one-run games, basketball,
super long. Got future pros, very well coached. There also is the difference of them being a 1 seed or a 2 or a 3 seed.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
A good point, yeah. All right, he just threw his wristband off because it was bothering him, and he just worked his way in. You don't see that combo very often. This is bothering me, and now I'm going to make a layup.
23, 9, and 4 for Janai Broom.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just a typical night for what I think is the National Player of the Year.
Beard calls timeout after the ball rolls
down to about 7 or 8 right now, but that's so interesting that 20 years in a row, the national champion was inside that top 12 week 6.
And maybe throw Houston on the list.
Tell us today, knowing that this is the first time you and I have seen him live. Isn't it star, stud, Janai Broom certainly, hard to say that.
If your ingredients for a national championship team, what would be on that list, and does Auburn have every one of those?
You have to be a complete team, and you have to be inside, watch out, inside the top 20 offensively, and inside just play call for him 2 or 3 trips in a row and set the thing right again. Does that make sense?
Experience, and yet they do have some maturity with one of them. And Pettiford may be as skilled a player as they have just as a freshman.
And the way BP runs his offense, you just need to get the offense started. Then they start all the cutting and the flex cut out of the corner, which we haven't seen a lot of tonight. But
top, the seats, not going to change much. There's certainly opportunity to change the 1 and 2 lines, though. The next couple of weeks with certainly the games in the SEC. Duke, according to the net rankings, appears to be right on the heels, if not passing. Whoa, look at Cheney Johnson fly in, and Mazzaro gets another chance. Credit Cheney Johnson. Auburn's got this massive lead, Jimmy, and I don't see any drop in intensity on either end of the floor. And somebody's feeling it right now. And the culture that's been created here under Bruce Pearl is real. There are certain programs where they have the team really mirror the personality of the coach. Auburn is that.
They are uber competitive.
Improved to 14-1 after 5
that they have and are going to have. And to win the regular season in the SEC after tonight, they'll have a 2-game lead with 3 to go. The schedule strength that they've played, being the overall #1 seed, I don't know what more a coach can do to not be the national coach of the year.
Auburn Arena as soon as this one is over. And we're at the 2-minute and 15-second mark of this one. What does Ole Miss do? Because it's quite clear, Jimmy, that they didn't have the size to match up with Auburn.
And this is the wrong team to play against when you're an undersized, because Auburn will just crush you in the lane. Auburn look up like 44 points in the paint tonight.
Wow. Why not knock down a 3 off the bench? Welcome into the game, Ja'Kai Howard. They've got triple digits, and I think they're looking for a little more. Howard again. Right on. Whoa.
People ask me all the time, the most difficult place to play in college basketball right now, we're sitting in it.
With Ole Miss back home in Baton Rouge to take on number 7.
Got the squad to win his 2nd national championship. Be a part of one. And Madison Booker, the size they have on the inside. What I love about the women's game this year, there's legitimately, Ravi, 8, 9, 10 teams that could win that women's championship this year.
Yeah, the way South Carolina started, you were wondering about that.
Yeah.
Here, as you
Notre Dame, and Juju out at South Carolina, on down the line. And they are deserving that women's basketball of everything they're getting. And a good watch.
maybe plus to the #1 team in the country is a reaffirming and confirming sign that they are appropriately ranked. And they continue no matter who's in.
And they have just enough of an edge about them in terms of it's uncommon. And really the only team I see in college ball right now.
Teams when they're doing that.
Well, #1 team came out and took care of business like we're supposed to.
In a big, big way. A lot of respect between those two and a lot of work to do for Ole Miss. Auburn, a dominant performance tonight. A 106-76 thrashing of Ole Miss. And that will do it for us. A special thanks to Charles Barkley, who joined us, and our entire crew behind the scenes.